good? So we're finally back with another YouTube video. My last video was back in December when I did the London Hyrox, and quite a lot has changed since then. I kickstarted 2025 competing in the Manchester Hyrox, where I did both the open solo and pro solo. I ran a 4-minute PB in both events and ended up finishing 5th in my age group in the pro solo. And with this I actually managed to qualify for the World Championships, which is happening in Chicago in June. Since that race I've also been to Vienna, where I competed in, again, open solo, ran another PB. So I've now brought down my time to 1 hour and 20 seconds, just shy of that sub-hour mark that I'm after. And I also did a men's relay there where we dropped a quick time and ended up finishing 6th in Europe. A couple of weeks ago I then also ran in the men's doubles again with Harvey, where we were able to drop another quick time, knocking off a minute from our time in London, and we've now got a 56.40 to our name. And then the big one that I wanted to talk about in this video is last weekend me and Laura ran back our first mixed doubles since our first ever Hyrox back in October. So we headed to Malaga to compete there. In January Laura ran her first solo and ended up finishing 2nd in her age group. So we knew that we were both in good shape to be running a quick time, and the aim initially was to run sub-hour, but I actually thought that we were capable of going quite a bit quicker than that. But yeah, anyway, here's a breakdown of our race. So our plan going into the race was to hit between 3:45 and 3:50 pace on the runs. So we made sure to stick to this and didn't go out too fast when everyone else got a little bit carried away, as they always do with the first run. So this meant we came to the ski in around the middle part of the pack, but this is where the race really started for us. We hit some really strong paces. We decided to split it 150 each, with me starting and finishing, and yeah, we hit a really strong time here, 3:39, which is a lot quicker than when we last did it. We then came into the sled push in 3rd place after another solid run, and yeah, we maintained this position. We decided to split this with me doing 1 full length and then each of us splitting half a length. This just meant that we saved the legs and didn't get too cooked. We then went round for another run, hit our paces yet again. We stayed the same pace throughout, and then yeah, we came into the sled pull, and this was our strongest station on the day. We split this with me doing 1 full length, Laura doing a length, and then me doing the last 2 lengths. And yeah, we managed to eat up a bit of ground on the people in front of us here. We then went into burpees, where we hit a much quicker pace than when we last did them together. However, there's still a little bit of work to be done with our transitions, and I think in the next race Laura's going to do a couple more just to save a bit of the workload on my behalf. We then went into the row, where we held a really strong pace, but what let us down here again was our transitions. Particularly me, when I'm getting onto the rower, I tend to fiddle around with the straps a little bit too much, so that cost a few seconds. But we managed to maintain our position here still, and it was still quicker than when we last did it. We then came on to the farmer carries, which was our worst station on the day, and I'll take full responsibility for that. The idea was for me to take the full distance, which I did, but for some reason I decided not to run with it. I was a bit lazy, so there's probably around 20 seconds there that can be taken if we actually run with it. However, it did mean that coming into the lunges was a lot fresher, legs felt good. Laura was able to do half of it, so she did the first length and then I did the second length. And then this set us up nicely into our final run, where again we managed to hold pace and then we hit wall balls, split it 50-50, and boom, came away with the PB. So yeah, as you've just seen, we ended up running 56.07, which was a huge PB, over 8 minutes quicker than when we last ran together in Milan. Yeah, we was absolutely gassed with that. It was by far my best race to date. It felt really comfortable. We had a plan, we stuck to it, we split the stations perfectly and just stayed in control and comfortable the whole way throughout the race. And we both came away saying that it actually felt surprisingly easy for how quick we went. And straight off the bat we can see where like a few mistakes were made that we can very quickly take a big chunk of time, like in the wall balls we left and then found out that we actually had another rep, so we had to go back, so that was like another 10-15 seconds at least. And then just some of our transitions weren't the smoothest because we haven't had the opportunity to do that many transition sessions together. So yeah, it's really exciting. We ended up placing 3rd overall out of all of the mixed doubles pairs, and there was over 1,000. So yeah, we've qualified for the Hyrox World Champs in Chicago with that, and the time that we ran places us 25th all time for our age group. So yeah, we're very happy with that, and if we continue to make the improvements that we have been, I reckon that we've got a really good shot at placing highly come Worlds. So yeah, please stay tuned for that. I'm going to try and be more consistent with the YouTube videos moving forwards now with this series of the road to the Hyrox World Champs.